DJI Air 3S. Release date next week? Got that coming up next. Bill, a drone reviewer here. Like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. The other night, I hosted Rotor Talk Live and was joined by Mr. Marcus Crawford and Mr. Ron Brown. We spent the better part of the evening discussing all the latest regarding the DJI Air 3S release date next week, including updated pictures, pricing information, battery information, complete specs, and a whole lot more. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety.
I'm sure it's probably on your agenda, Bill, but I got to tell you, I was just reading some information about that Air 3S. I'm pretty excited, man.
Marcus, did you order that beacon yet?
That's the thing.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna jump into that. The first thing that I want to go over though is, there are some crazy, insane prices on the Air 3 right now. You guys have probably seen that.
Yes.
And what's a kit with the Air 3 as and DJI RC 2? Okay, it's Igor, the picture of him right here. But it's showing it's on a 20% discount, and that's across the board, whether you're on Amazon or whether you're on and it's interesting because it's just embedded with the Air 3S right here. Whether you're on Amazon or DJI, these discounts will apply. I mean, it's knocking on the door, guys. It really, this is just too good to be true right now.
Hey, Bill, when you hold that screen right there, we forgot to mention this on Drone Nation last night, Marcus. We talked about offline. They're showing that wide angle that comes for the Air 3S, that wide angle add-on lens that well, they didn't say it last night, but we thought that may have came with the drone. Maybe it's an extra purchase.
It might be extra, yeah.
Because to my knowledge, the Air 3 did not have a wide angle option.
Yeah, so let's go ahead. I can't bring that up. Okay.
But the 1-inch sensor is the other thing, Ron. Everybody's been begging for a 1-inch sensor, and look at that.
We forgot to mention this too last night, Marcus. But did that sink in that the 1-inch sensor that came with the Air 2S and the Mavic 2 Pro was a 20 megapixel 1-inch sensor? This time the 1-inch sensor is only a 12 megapixel.
I see a lot of people are screaming about that.
Did we kind of get a cheap 1-inch sensor on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying bigger pixels probably. I just think.
Well, it does got the 50 megapixel, but that's all that, what do you call it, quad bear stuff. I mean, most of the time, the 50 megapixel ones, they don't look as good as the 12 half the time.
I agree. Well, I suspect it'll look good.
Yeah, the main camera sports a 1-inch CMOS sensor offering a 50 megapixel resolution with an f1.8 aperture for crisp, vibrant shots. This will be paired with a telephoto lens that boasts a 70 millimeter focal length, f2.8 aperture, and 48 megapixel resolution, allowing for up to 9x digital zoom. Both cameras are said to feature up to 14 stops of dynamic range, which means users will capture images with more depth, detail, and flexibility for post-processing. In comparison, the Air 3 comes equipped with a dual camera system as well. The wide-angle lens features a smaller 1/1/3 inch sensor and 48 megapixel resolution, while the telephoto offers a 3x zoom with a 70 millimeter focal length. While both drones provide impressive imaging capabilities, the 3S appears to promise improved performance, particularly in low light settings, thanks to its large sensor and higher resolution. And I think that's a key right there: better performance in low light. And I know Ron's experiencing that right now with the Action 5 Pro.
I'm not I'm not much of I don't fly much at night or whatever, extreme low light, so it's not a thing. Not even when I do a video to test out, that's like maybe the only time I ever do it.
Same with me, Ron. Exactly right.
And let me add, at the holidays, I usually fly the holiday lights at night. So that's the one
4th
time
of July,
I
Christmas
purposely
lights.
fly, or the
4th
of July fireworks. 2 times a year, I purposely fly at night.
Yeah.
Now, one exciting feature of the Air 3S is the possible built-in 42 gigabytes of memory, which dwarfs the 8 gigabyte internal storage of the Air 3. With additional,
Bill, I do take advantage of that on the Action 5 Pro.
Yes. with additional support for up to 512 gigabyte via micro SD card, the Air 3S could allow for extended shooting without worrying about running out of space, okay, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, the one thing that I did want to go ahead and look at is, and it blew me away because Jasper put this out yesterday. He kind of teased saying, there's something else I want to tell you guys. Stay tuned, kind of a thing. All right, and it was very interesting to see that, and I want to bring that up here. Okay,
the fact that it'll still use the Air 3 batteries, is that it?
No. Let's see here. Let's get that. I thought I had it.
We had Richard asked about that on the show last night, and then a couple hours later, they put it out there on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can bring this up here. Let's get Jasper's account here.
Good old Jasper Ellens. Oh, Lon says no variable aperture. No thanks. Yeah, what happened to the variable aperture we were supposed to get?
Get some ND filters, Lon.
It comes with it, Lon. The NDs come with it. You don't even have to call very well.
Exclusive Lake. What if your Air 3S does not need a traditional remote? What if you could just use a tracking beacon to control and let the drone follow you? It will be called DJI RC Track. More details later. Cheers. Okay. And let me go ahead and blow that up there. I mean, this is shades of Skydio all over again here.
And the Air Max, the Hover 1 X Pro Max has a beacon too.
Except it doesn't work.
Yeah, well,
those little details.
Well, we don't know that the DJI one does yet either.
Well, that's true.
The Skydio beacon can't confirm that it worked. We can't confirm that.
Jasper said again, more leaked Air 3S information for you guys. Basically, everything you want to know. DJI really managed to merge to Mavic 3 and Air 3 here, ending the chapter strong. Lidar and the new remote is nice, but I'll pass with the Mavic 4 on the horizon, okay?
Oh.
And seeing some things here. Forward-facing Lidar, Vision Assist 2.1, next-gen smart, return to home, active track 360 for effortless visual appeal, DJI RC track, dual cameras, 1-inch CMOS here, and there's the Lidar.
Lidar.
Hey, can you go back to that other page, Bill, that you were just on? So I have a couple questions for you. So two things have stuck out to me here. What do they mean by DJI RC track?
I think that's the device that we just showed.
Okay, that could be. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, then the other one is the next gen smart return to home. Because they've mentioned that a couple of times that whether you launch it off a balcony or whatever, it's going to come right back to you. There has got to be some more AI built into that thing.
To do something like that. I mean, it says right, the next gen smart return home feature ensures that whether you launch from your balcony or campsite, the DJI Air 3S can find its way back, allowing you to enjoy the excitement of flying without stepping outside. So, interesting, very interesting, and I think you're right. I think they're kind of keying on some artificial intelligence there as far as that's concerned. And now here's some more specifications on it. The image sensor, the lens, ISO range.
The ISO has been almost doubled on this one, Bill.
Yeah.
Well, what's the other one that sticks out to you, Ron, in the video resolution?
How about that 4K 120 frames?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah, that kind of jumps right out at me as well, too. The wide angle, medium telecamera, digital zoom, effective pixels. That's really good. I know there's more here. Takeoff weight, maximum flight time 45 minutes.
It's a little bit lighter than the Air 3.
It'll probably mean when you see 45, I almost always will subtract about 5 from it. I think a good 40 minutes. And if you guys are like me at 40 minutes, okay, my hand's getting tired and I want to land anyway. Okay, at that point in time, as far as that's concerned here. Yep. Maximum horizontal speed 21 meters a second. Maximum takeoff altitude.
That's in normal.
Right, that's a normal. Internal storage 42 gigabytes, which is wonderful. Battery capacity, minimum charging time. DJI RC N2 remote controller charging time, battery charging hub output. Okay, that's that for that. And we saw that. And now here is be sold with the RC2, and there it is with the RC2, which I think is probably, I can tell you guys right now, that's probably what I'll end up getting when I do hit the buy button.
And there's those ND filters there too, Bill.
Yep, the ND filters that are with that too, and that is huge. I mean, that is huge. It coming with that, so you don't
Bill,
have
when's
to.
the last time a DJI drone came with ND filters?
That's a really good point, Ron. That's a really good point.
Quite a few drones.
I think it's the Air 2S had them, didn't it? The Air 2S,
Really?
I believe. Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Correct us in the chat. I think the Air 2S.
I think the Air 2 did.
Yeah.
The Air 2 had ND filters.
I think the Air 2S did as well.
I know we were talking about the 23rd. Well, look what our buddy Igor posted. It's called Chase the View. And what's the date on here? Okay. God, my eyes.
He previously had one for the
October
15th.
2024.
Yeah, it updated. It was the 15th, but now it's the 23rd.
Yeah, this one says the 15th, and he just came out with this.
So it's the 15th. That's next week, so we should be getting the teaser then shortly.
Yeah, I imagine we'll be getting this Chase the View out there real shortly. So you can tell what that is. I mean, that's just an outline of the lens right there on the top, even though the bottom's whatever the bottom is, a reflection or something.
Yes.
So we've heard a couple of dates, right? So let me throw this out at you. Is this going to be another one where it's introduced on the 15th, but you can't order it until the 23rd or something?
That's possible.
That's a good point, Marcus. That's a very good point. Because and I would think they want to avoid the unpleasantries of what happened with the Neo, okay? Because that was kind of a mixed. A lot of people had mixed reactions with that. All right,
Bill, my order for the Neo is over a month old, and I still don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprised, and I'm just being a little facetious here, the people who order the Neo, if they order the Air 3, if it comes out, they may get the Air 3S before the Neo. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But I would hope in this instance here that DJI has gotten their inventory up to par and up to snuff, that when people do place their orders, that they'll get them within a couple of days. And I think it was that way when the Air 3 originally came out. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Lon saying in the chat that about delay rumors for the.
Well, he also said his exact words: "We aren't going to see squat on the 15th." Lon has a way with words. Yeah. So I am going to see something on the 15th. I ordered the Neo US combo that I ordered from the mothership that's going to arrive on the 15th. So, yeah, there's that.
Something's coming on the 15th anyways.
Yeah, that's my point.
Even if it's an old drone now.
Yep. I want to publicly thank Lauren and Drone Dynamics up in Calgary for loaning me that Neo. I got to fly it a little bit, so I know what's coming. It's a lot of fun.
That's good. That's really good. Preview. With all this, I mean, there is nothing really left. I mean, except for firm pricing, as far as it's right. I mean, we really know everything about the Air 3S right now. The only thing that really kind of isn't rock solid is the pricing on it. I keep hearing about $1,500 with the R2 controller. I mean, what have you guys heard?
The older leaks that the pricing isn't really going to increase much from the Air 3's original pricing.
And because that's the pattern that we've seen, I'm going to side with Ron on that. DJI has really been, I think, doing pretty good about trying to keep the prices down. So,
yeah, I'm hoping it's that way with this. I mean, and thank you, Lon, for throwing that in there. We don't know now, he could be right, and I'm sure he is, because he's a great source of information that, you'll probably be able to order it, but there may be another delay again with this, like the Neo. So, and I think
Well,
a lot of
you're
people,
not you're not predicting a pre-order, are you?
if what Lon says is true, then I think it's going to be another pre-order. Go ahead, Marcus.
I just want to say goodbye to John Flynn, Flying Flynn Media. He's signing off. He's having internet issues.
Okay, John. Thanks for stopping by tonight. We'll do, John. We'll do. So, here we go again, like the Neo. And do you think, and I think Lon had put something customs. Is there a delay with customs? Because again, this is all coming in on the West Coast, and even though the dock worker strike has been settled, it didn't really affect the West Coast. So these items coming in, is there a delay because of customs? Who knows?
Bill, there was no custom issues with the Action 5 Pro. That shipped the day after they announced it. I got it, so that shipped immediately.
Yeah, well, it's just I don't know. It's like one of these things. You think that DJI has gotten. I go back to when the Mavic Pro came out. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it released in October, but a majority of people, and DJI did not gauge the popularity of this at all. It was a huge miss on their part for how popular the Mavic Pro was going to be, and a lot of people placed orders in October and didn't get them until January. All right.
But just remind people that was their first, at least in the consumer line, that was their first non-Phantom drone in the consumer market.
Yes.
Let me say this about that. So, unlike what I did with the Neo, with the Air 3S, I'm going to avoid cutting off my nose to spite my face. When I order it, I'm not going to get mad because the order gets moved out and cancel that order. I'm going to order it and wait for it to come.
Okay.
Listen, like I said, I'd have that Neo combo right now had I simply, Ron, I had ordered that off of Amazon with your link, and they kept moving that date out, and I got mad and I canceled it. Oh, I showed them, didn't I?
No, you wouldn't have it yet. It won't. It doesn't come until Thursday.
Baby,
that order, it would be here. You still got another about 36 hours to wait.
Yeah, I would have had it on Thursday. So, all I'm saying is, my temper tantrum.
Marcus, don't beat yourself up too bad. You could. It's almost no way you could have won with the Neo.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't beat yourself up. Almost any strategy would have failed. The only strategy wouldn't have failed if you'd ordered from the mothership and not ever touched the order.
That's true.
You would have got it roughly October 1st if you did that.
Right. Yeah.
So, but who knows? Sometimes when I order from the mothership, I'm the last person to get my drone.
Well, remember when Bill got, what was it that Bill got before us, Ron? And he ordered from Amazon and he had it, and you and I were still.
Whenever I order from DJI, I always get my drone behind everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I order from DJI, but if I order from Best Buy or Amazon, I almost always get it before DJI.
You just have to be like Bob Dempsey. You've just got to calm down and meditate.
Well, I ended up getting the Air 3 from, I think, Adorama. I ordered because they had great financing, and I did that, and I got it in like 2 days. I ordered it like a Wednesday and got it on a Friday. I mean, it was like boom, and it was here, no questions asked. And they're pretty good about. Adorama's pretty good about that. B&H is pretty good about that as well too. The big thing with both of them though is, fortunately, you don't order it on a Saturday because they're Jewish, and you can't order on Saturdays because Saturday's a Sabbath. Both their stores are closed on Saturday, so you got to not be able to order on a Saturday with them. But that ended up panning out real nice because it was like boom, 2 days, and I got it, and I got great financing on it. So, yeah. So
I did kind of cheat a little bit. I got to fly Lawrence for a couple of days, so I'd say that's kind of cheating, right?
Well, yeah, you're allowed to. I mean, that's absolutely good. Well, and you also have to wonder too now, right now with things being shipped, I know FedEx put out an advisory today, and I think UPS put out an advisory today, especially, it just doesn't affect the area where the hurricane is. It affects operations across the United States because of things getting delayed coming here. So, it has a reciprocal effect. And that's one thing I try to remind people of, when you see that delay, something may be coming through this state. And if it is, it's going to be, because right now.
Boy, I hope my Neo is not coming through Florida, Bill.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
And Bill,
Ron's got his fingers crossed.
And Bill, if you happen to get a Neo, you better not send up in Hurricane Milton, or it may wind up here to northeast or whatever before it comes down.
That's very true. Now, I had several questions today, and I don't know if you guys have heard anything or not. People are asking me if the Air 3 batteries will work with the Air 3S.
Yes.
And I said, I can't venture. If I would venture a guess, I'm going to say no, because I think the Air 3S is slightly bigger than the Air 3. Have you guys heard anything on that at all?
I know by the specs, the S weighs less than the regular 3. I don't know about the dimensions, but the weight is a little less.
Well, Jasper Ellen said that was, well, or was it this Drone DJ article? I can't try to remember. But he said that, oh yeah, here's Jasper Ellen's. Here you go for all the specifications that post about the specifications, Bill. He says, and an extra fun fact for upgraders, the Air 3 batteries will fit as well.
Good news. Good news.
Okay. That's from Jasper Ellens.
So if you don't sell your
that one right there, Bill, the next one down. So, yeah, right there, right in the middle.
If you don't sell your Air 3 off or whatever, you'll have 6 batteries to play with.
There you go. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow.
Well, so Ron, Ron just made a really great point. So what do you do, Bill? I believe you already sold your whole kit,
right?
Do you just buy just a drone and a battery and keep your old kit, or how do you do that? That's kind of what I did when I upgraded from the Mavic 3 to the Mavic 3 Pro, but I don't know.
Well, the batteries were the kind of the same. This one you don't do that because then you only have one kind of plus battery if you do that.
So you're saying the batteries are different?
I think they're bigger as far as amps and stuff like that.
Milliamp hour?
No, they're not bigger in size, but I think they're stronger. That's how they get the 5 extra minutes of flight time.
You're saying on the Air 3 they're stronger than the Air 3S?
The other way around is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Did they get?
I think by everything we read that the battery that's going to come with the Air 3S is the same size, physical size as the Air 3 battery, but it's a higher capacity.
Well, we'll have to look that up.
Lon's right. The new batteries are denser, meaning they're going to have a better runtime than the Air 3 battery. So, and I get it about this, and Lon brought up a good point here. DJ is trying to avoid incompatible battery hatred, and a lot of people get really ticked off of that. But on the other hand, you're going to get a longer runtime with batteries from the Air 3S, and the batteries from the Air 3S are going to cost the same. I mean, if you buy them new from DJI or even on Amazon, they're going to be the same price. So it's but unless you do like what Marcus said, when you're selling your Air 3S, if you keep 2 of those 3 batteries, or your Air 3, you keep 2 of those 3 batteries, and you sell one, the person that buys your drone, and keep the other 2. I mean, obviously you'll get less money for it, but still, that's a way of being able to save some money.
Look at what Lauren and Lon said in the chat there. Well, Lauren said it's like the Mini 1 and Mini 2 both work on. Lon said it's the same as the Action 5, versus the Action 4 for the batteries.
Yeah.
Marcus, about upgrading, maybe not so much the batteries, but how about this, Marcus? What if you upgrade? What if you get the Air 3S, right? But you already have the RC2 controller. Maybe you get the cheaper Flyware bundle that comes with the standard DJI RC controller. And when you sell the old Air 3, you switch out the controllers. You put the cheaper controller you just got with the new one in and keep the RC2.
Possible.
That saves you a couple $100 because in my experience, when you try to sell a drone off that has a whole bunch of accessories and things like that, people don't pay a lot more money to get all the extra stuff. Like people see the price of the drone alone selling, and they don't want to pay a whole lot more for extra stuff. So I don't think you're going to lose all that much money in the sale, depending on the controller. Very few people want to pay a lot of money for extras.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Ron. Because every time I've sold my drones, I've kept everything intact. I haven't kept batteries aside. Now, if I bought extra batteries, like for example, when I sold my Mavic 3, I only bought it with one battery. I didn't get a Fly More with it. So I sold it with one battery, the controller and everything. And I bought 2 other batteries additional. So when I got my Mavic 3 Pro, okay, when I got my Mavic 3 Pro, hang on a second here.
Lon saying in the chat that the RC N3 may not work with the regular Air 3.
Yeah, I thought of that as well. We don't know that yet.
It may not work with it on day one, but maybe down the road with a firmware update. Yeah, Lon quote me there, at least not on day one.
Yeah, well, I think on day one, I think a lot of people are going to be really happy with this, okay? And I think they're going to be happy that they got a Fly More combo instead of – and one of the things that when I sell the units intact for me is, that other person is going to be getting – it really helps, I think, to sell that when you're selling, a Fly More kit, that they get all 3 batteries that come with that drone. And, and on the other end, I'm getting a new battery because you realize, for however long you've had that battery. Hang on just a second here, guys.
So, Ron, Bill is just saying it in the chat right now, Bill Thomas. That was the first thing I thought of too, Bill, is now that we're going to have a drone with a beacon, that truly makes the Skydio obsolete.
Yes. Marcus, back to that beacon. Do you believe that beacon is an item that will be available day one, or that's something that'll come out later?
Yeah, that's a good guess, huh? I hope so. I hope it comes out day one. But that is a big deal for a lot of people. Now, we've had this discussion, Ron. Tracking for us, it's just kind of something fun to do. It's not anything that there's not been very many times that I felt like I needed to track myself to get some really good video, right? But it's fun to play with, I guess, is what for me.
One of the reasons tracking is something I just play with is because, like, how good of a shot do you really get when you're standing around with this controller in your hand? It just doesn't look like it for anything but a drone review. You look dumb holding that controller in your hand, right? Where this beacon, I may do it more now because you could hold the palm of your hand in your pocket. You could walk along. It doesn't look like you walk along holding this to a non-drone person. You're holding this goofy thing in your hands.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also, Ron, you do a lot of vlogging that is not necessarily drone related. And I can see where that's something that might help you. You have the drone in front of you. You have your own cameraman right there.
Yeah, I mean, I vlog, but I vlog more in the studio, or whatever. If you're vlogging out in the thing, how you got to like memorize your stuff because you don't have notes or whatever to say, whatever. That vlogging on locations, like that's a lot of preparation.
Question of the day: what did you think of DJI Air 3S release next week? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.